What is going on, everybody? This is Wings of Wax, and we are back to play more Slay the Spire. So, yeah, let's jump into some Defect here. I'm pretty excited. I really like the Defect. It is one of the more difficult characters to play, I feel like, but it is a ton of fun. Let's see. Choose a card to obtain. Obtain 3 potions. I don't think we really want to curse, unless there is no store right away. So let's go for some potions, because I think that's going to be better against like elite fights and stuff like that. So let's take a peek-see. What do we want? This is a pretty good route. Be able to fight an elite up front. Be able to hit a store right after. There's no more elites after that, unfortunately. And I do want to be able to hit some elites. It looks like we have the Hexaghost. Okay. We really only have the option of like fighting one elite. We can go this way, but there's no campfire between there, so I guess we just like head this way and see if we can actually fight multiple elites, and we'll make that decision after we defeat this elite. Hopefully, hopefully don't just like perish to that one. All right, 15 damage incoming. Yeah, I guess we're just gonna block up. Seems pretty reasonable. I would like to not take any damage since we don't have like a self-repair or anything like that. Let's take out this little guy and be able to deal some extra damage to this one. So far, so good. Just make sure we don't take any damage if we can help it. 12. That's not enough to be able to kill you. Alright, we're going to take 2 damage, it looks like. And this should deal 6 damage. So it's going to be more worthwhile than a strike here, so. And dual cast. Perfecto. Equilibrium. Streamline and Claw. Well, the best card here is clearly Equilibrium. The only issue I see is that it's not very good against Gremlin Knob. But I still think that's worthwhile because it's good against the Lagavulin as well as the Tri-Sentries. I'm trying to remember what their names are, but otherwise I would probably have taken the Claw there for just some extra damage. Yeah, let's see if we can find a relic. Ooh, we got this oddly smooth stone for some extra dex. I like that. Do we want to fight another combat here? I think we do, because we actually need another card for our deck. Something at least decent to be able to take out some of these elites. We were able to prevent all the damage because of this oddly smooth dex stone. Yeah, let's go for the zap this turn and the Equilibrium. I think we actually pull the trigger on this. You're at 2. You're going to put up like 9 block here. 6 block. Okay, so yeah. We should be able to kill you here. Awesome. Pretty good start, I gotta say. Let's see if we get a good card. We get Cold Snap or Sweeping Beam. I don't think we really take Chaos because we really need some more aggressive cards early on to be able to take out the elites. I think, as much as I really want, I'm not sure actually which one is better here. So like this one is really good against Lagavulin and the Gremlin Knob, and this one's really good against the Tri-Sentries. I think because we're probably going to hit at least 1, maybe even 2 elites, we're more likely to hit the Lagavulin or the Gremlin Knob. I think we're going to be taking the Cold Snap here. It's tough though, because Sweeping Beam is actually like fantastic too. Tough choice. You know what? Yeah, I think we take that. Yeah, let's move on. It's still pretty good against the Tri-Sentries too. Yeah, I'll lose some max HP over this. We get some extra gold every time we defeat enemies. 25% more gold. Can't really complain there. I can potentially go this way. I think I like that more. This is our last, like, easy fight-ish that we can take here. So let's go for this guy, because we can potentially take him out with another strike next turn. Might as well hold on to the defends. Okay. This is going to deal 4 damage. Well, still worth it. This is only going to deal how much? 16, so we can't actually kill you. So yeah, it's worthwhile to just go for the defend here. Because we're not going to use any potions, and I want to preserve my life total as much as I can. Yeah, that should kill you. Is a skill potion better than the colorless? Probably. Another cold snap. A leap is also not terrible, but I think we want to be aggressive, especially with the oddly smooth stone. I think we have enough block to be able to take out the elites, so I think we just want like more aggressive cards. Let's see, we should probably just upgrade the zap. Yeah, that sounds like the best course of action. I will go try to attempt to fight this elite here. We get a store. Cool Head's pretty good. Melter and Sunder are also decent. If we take... Let's see, we can't do that and card removal, unfortunately. We can take a Cool-Headed as well as either one of the Melter or the Sunder. I'm not sure which one is best, to be honest with you. Sunder is good, but it's not very good at taking out elites. That's the problem. It's pretty decent against Lagavulin because he has that turn where, you know, he just puts a debuff on us. So it is reasonable to take Sunder here. I think we're going to take Melter, though, and Cool-Headed. Mostly because I just need some extra damage up, and I'm not, like... There's not really, like, any, like, good Melter targets, I feel like, early on, but this is just 1 mana, 10 damage. And Cool-Head to be able to give us an extra Frost Orb, too. Like, I want Frost Orbs. Alright. I could just Equilibrium. I think that's correct. And we'll just deal 6 damage to this guy. Alright, so far so good. Let's see. Unfortunately, these guys are super elite, so they have an extra ability, which is Metallicize. Thinking maybe we'd crack one of these potions this turn. So let's see what we get before I make any more decisions. Auto shields. Okay, that actually prevents us from being able to take damage this turn too. So let's deal some extra damage to the guy in the back. And obviously if we defend here, we prevent all the damage. So I think we should do that. And I guess we just strike the guy in the back. Yeah, that sounds reasonable enough. So we could use the fire potion to be able to take this guy out, but we don't necessarily need to at the moment, so yeah, let's just Melter this. So actually Melter did some work. Yeah, that's what I like to see. And we just defend. Yeah, that's probably better than just going for a Cool-Headed here, so just to make sure we can preserve our life total. Alright, another Cool-Headed. Yeah, let's go for that. Unfortunately, we don't get to dual cast, but I think this is fine. Sounds reasonable. We don't take any damage this turn. We have Cold Snap. I think it's worth it because then obviously we can just make sure we take no damage again this turn. Do you sense a rhythm? I feel like... this will just kill you. Fantastic. And yeah, we'll just go for both of these because I actually want at least a Lightning Orb in play to be able to deal some extra damage. This is not very good for us, honestly. Like, I guess we just hold on to everything. I was hoping to be able to, like, rotate some of these Frost Orbs so that we could try to move that forward to be able to get the dual cast rolling, but that's okay. We do, however, have a chance to be able to dual cast this, and I think that is reasonable. We didn't draw any strikes, so yeah, it just makes sense to go for this. Okay. Worthwhile. We didn't take too much damage during this super elite fight. It's pretty crazy. Let's go for this and Equilibrium to hold on to the strike, I guess. Actually, it would have been just better to go just to go for the strike that turn. More damage to him. But he's dead this turn, so whatever. Tiny chest. Capacitor. Is it time to take a scaling card? We do have a lot of Frost Orbs, honestly. We have cool-headed and 2 cold snaps as well as a zap. I think it might be worth it to go for the capacitor. Sunder and Claw are also reasonable. We have potentially 1 more elite to be able to go fight, which is probably going to be... Well, it's either Lagavulin or it's going to be Gremlin Knob. If it's Lagavulin, I'm actually a little happy because then we can actually take advantage of all the orb slots. If it's Gremlin Knob, we're going to take some extra points of damage there. But we do at least have a fire potion to be able to help us with that fight. And I think capacitor is going to be better for us, especially against the ghost, hexaghost. Happy little flower. Yeah, sure. Why don't we take some extra energy? I think that's probably better than taking a sapphire key. Excuse me, what are you doing, miss? I have a baby kitty that's over here behind me trying to cause some troubles. Oh my goodness, trying to eat the bubble wrap. Yeah, I know. I think it's better for us to just go fight this elite. Okay, well, thankfully we got the capacitor. Capacitor on turn 1 is actually really helpful for us just because we didn't really want to commit to giving him a strength boost right away. Okay, this is going to be a tough turn. It's only tough because we don't really have a lot of damage. This will deal 16. So 22. Oh my god. The lightning from that in my headphones just like... I think there's like a bug or something with the audio for this game. Because I swear to god, it sounds like a friggin' firearm just went off every time I do something like that. Oh, it scares the crap out of me every time. Oh, I wasn't wearing my Depends today, so excuse me, you're getting into trouble over there. I can see you. Yeah, you. Excuses. I think we just go for another cold snap. Like I could see a frost orb being really beneficial to us. I like how it's like an offensive card, but slightly defensive in the same in the same card as well. Cold snap, and I guess we just defend this turn. We're taking 2, but we get to set up a frost orb. We get to set up 2 frost orbs here. Pretty reasonable, and I think we just strike. Actually, we should probably just defend this turn, make sure we don't take any damage. I want to preserve our life total if I can help it, so that way you can potentially go for a card upgrade next turn. Yes, and yes, and you are dead. Perfect. Auto shield is actually worthwhile. Hey, get out of here. Get out of here. Excuse. Just trying to lick the plastic. Auto shield is a pretty good defensive card, especially against Hexaghost. This could potentially be for one of the key turns that he goes for his huge ×6 attack, so we have enough HP to warrant going for an upgrade. So, what do we want to upgrade? This is tough, actually. These are all reasonable cards. Like, we could just go for capacitor. Give me 1 sec here. Alright, I had to chase Kitty. She stole a piece of bubble wrap and bolted upstairs. And then I just cracked my head up against the side of the stairs. Ah. Alright, so other than brain injuries, what are we going to upgrade here? Capacitor's probably just the best option, right? Melter's pretty decent too. He doesn't put up a lot of block. He doesn't put up any block except for like 1 or 2 turns. Capacitor be able to get some more frost orbs and play stuff like that, I think is worthwhile. We could afford to fight a couple more combats. We're doing okay. We don't really have any AoE. That's the only issue. We're gonna probably lose some HP going that way. What are we looking for cards right now? I don't really think we need a lot. We need like an AoE. But we don't necessarily need one. So, tough choices. I think we actually just go fight. 12. Okay. Well, we're going to take some hits here. Do I just go for the capacitor? I think we do. Okay, so we at least have like equilibrium to make sure we take no damage this turn. And I think we just melter you. Double cold snap sounds pretty decent. Probably should have gone for the zap first, but that's okay. We'll just make sure we take no damage this turn. Actually, we just kill you. We have lethal. I just wasn't paying attention to it. Is that Gambler Brew better than... I think the Gambler's Brew is actually better than the Ancient Potion against Hexaghost. Alright. Recycle, it's a little too early to make use out of that card. And Stack, it's a little too early to make good use out of that too, honestly. Stack might actually be worthwhile, though. We have some pretty decent cards. Like, we can cycle through. We only have one draw card, actually. We can't cycle through a lot of our deck yet. But it probably will be more than a defend on average, unless we draw it on turn 1. Recycle, though. Like, we could start, like, recycling, like, our strikes and stuff like that. Since we already have cold snaps, which are basically just better strikes. I'm thinking we just try out the recycle. I don't really take it all that often. I feel like it might be a little too early, but I want to give it a fair shot. We have Pen Nib active. We don't really have anything that takes advantage of Pen Nib, so might as well just deal the damage. Sure, let's do this. Recycle. Get rid of that. 16 damage. Actually, I should have just double cold snapped. That was really silly. I just took extra damage for no reason because I could have just split them. That's okay. If this was like Ascension 20, we definitely would have been punished for that, but it's not. Might as well set one of these up. Alright, you just need 2 strikes. Cold snap. Zap works. Energy potion. Is that better? We're not really drawing too many cards. We do have a consume to kind of go with the capacitor. I like that. I do like charge battery too, though. I think we need some focus. It's very rare for our deck to be able to find focus anyway, or for us to find focus, from what I've noticed. Do we upgrade the recycle or the consume here? Those are probably the 2 best options. Equilibrium goes up to 16 block. It's not really worth it. Auto shield is also pretty good for an upgrade too. I like the focus going up. We can upgrade the recycle later because we're not really like taking full advantage of the recycle. It's just kind of a card at the moment. It's not really doing anything, but I do want to be able to get this consume in play, but at the same time, double frost orb better? Probably not. Because that would have only been 4 block, whereas this is 5 block. I actually think we dual cast this. That's pretty funny. That doesn't happen very often. But I think it was actually correct there, so. We have cool-headed and zap. Capacitor is actually fantastic for us, and doesn't really matter. So we're probably not going to need to use a potion this game. All right, well, we don't have an additional frost orb here, so I do have to at least put up a defend. Pen Nib active. Not that that matters. We have nothing that takes advantage of it, so like this is the best thing we have. Cool-headed again. Consume. You know what? We go down to 4, but we have so much extra focus. Yeah, that's... See, I don't think we're going to cast any more. Like, we have the option to. I just don't think it's necessary. I would like to recycle this burn. 14 damage. We have plenty of block, though. Plenty of block. Let's go. Because of all the focus we've already gained, oh my god, this is starting to scale to be out of hand. I guess we cool-headed. Trying to get rid of the defense because we actually need to be very aggressive right now. This is the only turn that we don't really need to be aggressive, but at the same time, we have plenty of block for this turn because of all the focus we've gained. So the only issue is these burn pluses. We got to kill them before those become a relevant thing. So we like have to go for the offensive plays. I think that's necessary. Yeah, we're just gonna... There's no point in dual casting. We're not gonna gain any extra benefit from being able to get rid of a Frost Orb there, so... recycle to get rid of a burn, though. Actually, let's go for a cool-headed first. Cold Snap. So, yeah, we can get rid of one of these. You're at 3, so you should be dead this turn. Yeah. I don't know why I cast a Zap, but... Hyper Beam, Reboot, and Rainbow. Well, Hyper Beam is good, but... I think Rainbow might be better for our deck because we actually need like a Dark Orb. And this is a way to get a Dark Orb. Ooh. I do like Inserter, but since we already have a Capacitor, I don't think it's necessary to pick this up. I think it's actually better for us to go for Curse Key. We do get a Curse at every non-boss chest that we open, but it's worth the extra mana. And I don't really want to take Runic Dome because I'm afraid of not knowing what the enemy's intents are. I'm getting a better understanding of what their intents actually are, but I am nowhere near as comfortable to actually take it. And I think we just go for the Curse Key here. Some extra mana. Not bad. 22 minutes, Act 1. That's pretty good for me. All right. Who are we fighting? So let's see. We're going to be facing Hyper Beam, so we're going to need some extra block for that. So gaining some extra Frost Orbs and focus for that. We already are kind of like in that realm right now, so we're actually like not looking too bad for the Bronze Automaton fight. That's reasonable for us. 357 gold though means that we should focus on trying to get to at least a shop here. And it looks like no matter what path we go down, we're going to be able to get a shop. Is our deck good enough to be able to kill elites yet? Not really. It takes like 2 turns to set up a bunch of Frost Orbs to really take advantage. So the first 2 turns of the game, we're going to be taking a ton of damage. So, yeah. We could potentially go this way, be able to fight 3 combats, get to an elite, and then have a campfire right after. We have a store coming up. Doesn't matter which one, we have a store, and then we have a rest stop to be able to probably upgrade a card, potentially. It's not a bad route. We have a bunch more, like, itty-bitty combats right there after, though. That's the only issue that I see. So if we go up, like, this way, we don't get to fight this elite if I go that way. But if I go up, we have 3 combats, a campfire, an elite. There's not many combats in between. There are not many campfires in between. That's the only issue that I have. And we don't have like a self-repair, so I'm not feeling, not really feeling this path, to be honest. If we had a self-repair, I would definitely shoot for this because I think we could actually fight both elites and be fine. I think the best option, though, is for us to just go up this path. We at least get 1 elite still and a campfire, an extra campfire. All right. Yeah, pretty good auto shields. We can set this up. Alrighty. So far, so good. Equilibrium. If I dual cast, then I will be able to break his armor. Is that really worthwhile? We have to, like, start whittling down his armor regardless, so might as well do it now. I could have saved it for, like, a consume. Yeah, that's what I was just about to go over. So if we have 10, we'll take 2. We don't necessarily have to go for the rainbow this turn, though. I can just go for, like, cool. Actually, we're not going to take any because the rainbow is going to give us a frost orb. And be able to consume a frost orb, or evoke a frost orb, rather. Consuming is different. We don't necessarily need defends anymore because we're going to have frost orbs in play, so... Yeah, and that didn't actually break through, unfortunately. We're still looking okay, though. Like, we have 10 blocks, so I can't really complain. Dual cast to be able to get... Yeah, it's definitely worth it here. Get a cold snap rolling as well as 2 strikes in. Do we want to go for the cool-headed? I don't think we do here. We actually want the lightning orb. This is actually pretty insane. Ooh. Entropic Brew. We don't necessarily need the Gambler's Brew anymore. Fusion is fine, but since we already have the curse key, I don't think we need it. I think we just take, like, a claw here. Do we need leap? I guess would be the other consideration. We already have, like, an auto shields that we put in our deck. A claw to be able to scale some damage. We don't really have much card draw, though. It's the only issue. And it's upgraded. Yeah, I think we take the claw here. Deal some extra damage. For 85 gold, I will take your relic. Ooh, we get Bag of Preparation to draw 2 additional cards at the start of each combat. We're about to hit a store, right? It's a little far away. For a 50-50 shot, I think this might be worth it, though. Alright, that wasn't like the worst one. And we have Vajra too, so that's actually pretty good for a strength upgrade. +1 strength Reno. Okay. Let's recycle a defend here. Go for equilib. We can block up everything this turn. And we get to save a defend for the following turn, so I can't really complain. We definitely have to auto shields, 100% know that. From there, we actually probably want the lightning orb in front. Because if we're going to evoke orbs, we'd rather evoke the lightning orbs than the frost orbs. We want the frost orbs later on so we don't take a lot of damage. Looks like we can go for one of these and a one of these. And, I mean, we're not taking any damage anyways, but I might as well just cast a defense since we're going to get rid of it anyways. We have a rainbow. But unfortunately that doesn't kill this. So I think we have to dual cast here. That was not the dual cast I was looking for. We're going to take 16 if I do this. I think we actually have to use a potion. Alright. Equilibrium. Thank you. That was a really good potion for us. We need to deal 9 damage. Well, we, like, have to kill this. From there. Do we just go for, like, the rainbow because that puts the most amount of pressure on him next turn? I think that's the case. Extra 3 damage this turn. If we can cycle through our orbs, we might be able to actually kill him. And we have Pen Nib active. I didn't even notice. Another Entropic Brew. They're just giving them away. A hologram. Okay. Okay, I could dig that. Get back our claw. Be able to get back our zap. Yeah, I can dig that. Alright, we still going down this path? I think we are, right? Like, we haven't taken any damage. But it was because we actually had a potion, too. So, I'm mostly just considering it because We unfortunately won't be able to fight this elite, though, if I do that. So I think we actually do have to commit to this path. All right. Capacitor is a pretty good thing to get out there this turn. Consume is also a pretty good one. Actually, do we need to cold snap this turn? Yeah, we don't need to get rid of that. I'd rather get the Frost Orb in play to make sure we just prevent more damage down the line, because this guy actually does hit, I wouldn't say like a truck, but he hits pretty decently. So we have Cold Snap, which would be 10 block. We have Defend, which would be enough to be able to defend this turn. Do we have any zero cast and cost cards you want back? Like Zap and Claw are both reasonable options. So we don't need to auto shields. That's basically what it comes down to. And clearly we're casting this. And I think we go for a Zap because it's going to deal more damage than a Claw over the longevity of this. Because the Zap just makes it so that way he dies even quicker. Yeah. Sure. Didn't matter. And you're just dead. Awesome. This is working out pretty good, actually. Do we take a Cold Snap Plus? Do we need another Cold Snap? We already have 3. And we haven't gotten rid of, like, any strikes yet. We're going to need to get rid of this curse pretty soon. So we're not even going to be prioritizing the strike yet. I don't know if we necessarily need it. We don't have any card draw to fully take advantage of, like, a turbo either. Yeah, the 4 energy has been working out. I guess we just take one more. What's one more, you know? Yeah, let's go fight this elite. Okay. Let's recycle a Defend. Cold Snap and Strike will take out the shield guy. Sure, and we'll hold on to this dual cast for one more turn. Maybe we get like a focus or something that turn. That's what I was kind of hoping for. But we did not. This is still a fine, though. We have auto shields for this turn. Okay, how do we just take very little damage? Hologram Equilibrium is pretty decent, actually. We have Pen Nib active. I don't know if we necessarily need to go for the Pen Nib. Melter's probably the best thing we can Pen Nib outside of the Cold Snap Plus. If we Pen Nib you and deal 14 to this guy, I think that's actually worth it. Just because it lets us use our mana this turn. So we actually have more mana to be able to work with next turn. And be able to reduce this guy's health total down to 7 so we can have a better chance at killing him, like with a Cold Snap. Yes, we will Cold Snap you. From there, I think we just Rainbow. We did get a Consume and 2 Cold Snaps. Do we want to do that, though? I don't necessarily think we need to. We're going to take some damage here, probably. Yeah, we will. You know, I think it's worth it, because we're going to be drawing Capacitor next turn. We don't have any other orbs, do we? No, we don't. Okay, but that's still probably worth it. Unfortunately, we're getting rid of the Dark Orb, but just to make sure we can preserve more of our life total, I think this is worth it. And let's kill this one. Oops. That was pretty lucky. That was pretty lucky. So we took 9. Alright, so far so good. Consume again. Auto shields. Cold Snap. Clearly we're going for this. I think it's actually worth it to go for this over going for a Defend. The unfortunate part is we can't kill one of these, but 36. So we didn't take any damage that turn, thankfully. We do have 6 damage. Nope, we have 5 damage. We are weakened. No! Any of these really worthwhile? Not really. I guess like Zap is probably like the best option, right? These will deal 5. And I should hit this one. And I guess we'll just see if these orbs should probably take out one of them. They took out both. Nice. That was actually really good for us. So he's going to attack us for 36. So we do have to put up some defense this turn. That's fine with me. Yes. And yes. Equilibrium. Funny thing is we don't actually need to cast this, but we already have plenty of block. We've only taken 9 damage this elite so far. This is ridiculous. Symbiotic virus. At the start of each combat, channel 1 dark orb. That's pretty cool. Buffer or go for the eyes? Interesting. We have to upgrade either one. I feel like the buffer might be just better for us because it helps us be able to set up our turns, be able to get more frost orbs in play and stuff like that. So from like a big attacker, we like haven't taken like any damage. Do we just go for the buffer upgrade here? We haven't really found a need to be able to go for the recycle because we don't have enough card draw yet. Because once we start getting like a bunch of cool headeds or like I forget what the other one's called, the 7 mana. I'm sorry, 7 damage, 1 mana card that I think is Compile Driver. There we go. I just remembered it. Buffer's probably the best thing for us. Who's our boss? It's really good against him. Okay. We don't have any AoE, though. That is one of the issues. We're just going to get rid of this orb like that quickly? Are you kidding me? Is it worth it, though? I think it is. Sad, but it is worth it. Oh, I grabbed the wrong cold snap. So we missed out on 3 damage on him. Let's see if that matters. So at least it didn't matter. We already have the 6. Let's just go for this. I don't know what I was looking at and thinking of. Like, ooh, do we have a way to kill him? No, we only have 14 damage in hand. You fool. Pennib. Go for the cool-headed. We have a cold snap. We have enough block for this turn. I don't think we should go for the recycle plan. It just puts 2 hexes into our, or puts 1 hex into our deck, but I don't think it's worth it either way. This turn is scary. Oh boy. Like, this is the best play? Do we go for the regen pot? I don't think we do here. Probably doing like the next combat or something like that. Okay, like, buffer is good. Unfortunately, we just have nothing else to do here. I'm not casting the Equilibrium because I just didn't want to put another daze into our deck if I could help it. Yeah, I mean, we're going to cool-head it so we can see if we can find another strike. We did not. Okay. Much more reasonable turn. Try to move this Dark Orb around. Might not even need it, honestly, but yeah. We're all good here. Pile driver, nice. I actually wanted more. I want more of those. Be able to draw some extra cards. Yeah, let's go this way so I can actually hit that. Clumsy is not a terrible one. Centennial Puzzle. Be able to draw extra cards. Yeah, that's probably better than going for a Sapphire Key right now. I think so. Let us just get rid of one of these curses. This one has Ethereal. This one is just unplayable innate. So let's go for the unplayable innate. Because at least the Ethereal will get a Vamoosed once we draw it and pass the turn. Data Disk is actually pretty insane. Orichalcum, also pretty decent. But I don't think Orichalcum is going to... Actually, it does work with Frost Orbs. Yes, it does, actually. Now that I think about it. I don't think Mayhem is really worth it. Because we already have like dual cast and stuff. Do we have anything else that like is bad for it? Well, like we just want control over setting up our orbs, so I don't think that like going for Mayhem is really worthwhile. It is really good though in like the Silent or the Ironclad, because Mayhem is just like a card advantage engine, so very powerful. But I definitely think we go for this Data Disk here, and I think we go for the Orichalcum. I don't really need any of these cards. They're all reasonable, but like our deck is starting to get kind of girthy by itself, and honestly, there's nothing here that draws us cards, and that's kind of what we're looking for. And Orichalcum is probably worth it. It also makes it so like turn 1, if we don't have any defends in our hand, we can actually like put up some block too. It helps us just set up. That's the reasoning for it. Is it time to go for the recycle? We don't have enough card draw. I do think we should go for the rainbow though, upgrade. Okie dokie. Well, we're going to be taking some damage unless I go for this buffer. There's really no way around that, huh? Like, I guess we go for Compile Driver and see if we draw more blocks. We would draw, like, what? Equilibrium would be the best thing? Auto Shields. That's probably the best draws we can have, but that just feels like a pipe dream. And we need to just set up first. I guess the question is, do we go for the capacitor? Otherwise, we go for double defend here. Double defend is 12, so unfortunately we will be losing both of our buffers no matter what. And I think I have to go for the double defend here, just so that way, like, we take less damage. Or for that matter, we don't take any damage there. That was the thought process. Recycle, defends. Alright, we had Orichalcum too. I could have actually used that to my advantage, but I don't think that was necessary. See if we draw another defend. We drew a cold snap. That is a defend. Just making sure we don't take any damage here. And yeah, there we go. Block potion. Do we have enough frost orbs to actually go for a blizzard here? I think we do. Yeah, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 ways to, yeah, let's go for a blizzard. That sounds pretty decent. I like that. Alright. Taking some damage. How do we take the least amount of damage? Auto shields is definitely worthwhile. I think we go for capacitor. Set up the zap. Go for a cold snap. We'll probably target this guy. Is it better to go for a strike? Or just get... Oh, this is going to get ethereal anyway, so yeah, it doesn't matter. I think we can actually afford to go for the regen pot here. Just try to open up a potion slot too. Alright. Fortunately, it's not going to kill you, though. It does get you very close, which is reasonable enough for me. Nice. We got one of the two 50/50s. Woo! Consume actually is really good here. I know it puts a Daze or Hex, whatever, into our deck. Yeah. Question is, do we go for another one? I don't think we do here. Because we might be able to draw a dual cast, which I don't think we've drawn yet, right? No. We did draw the dual cast. Hey! Another regen potion. Another compile driver. Yeah, let's go. We got like no value out of that regen potion. I should have thought about that. We do a pen nib here. It's the most amount of damage. Draw 3. We have equilibrium. So let's go for capacitor. Equilibs. There we go. That was a good turn for us. Well, we can actually go for like this. And this will get ethereal out of our hand at the end of turn, so it doesn't really matter for that. We're drawing so many cards here, but it's worth it. Those were all garbage anyways. Might as well deal some damage. I would have liked to cast the buffer that turn, but it wasn't necessary. Consume is really strong here. So I guess we dual cast, then go for the consume. We have plenty of block for this turn, and I'm going to save the Dark Orb. Even though I know we just used the dual cast, I just want to be able to get more value out of it. Like, this is actually a fine turn to get rid of it. How much damage to deal now? 7. It's not really enough yet. Rainbow just kills you, so. Lethal. Recursion. I don't mind taking an upgraded conversion here. Being able to like reset a bunch of things, and we're drawing more cards now, and yeah, let's go for it. We have 2 compile drivers now, so it's probably worth it. Smitharune. Let's see. This goes up to 3 times. Yeah, let's go for the Blizzard Plus. Alrighty. I'm not gonna pop this yet, but I'll keep you in mind, buddy. You're not out of the fight, that's for sure. Let's go for the dual cast, and then we can go for recursion. Actually, we probably should hold snap first, and then go for the recursion, so we have some extra time with this. And I think I'm just gonna like recycle this. We're not taking... No, we are taking some damage. 14, 24, 22, rather? No. 22. Yeah, 22. We're taking 1 damage. Is it worth it to pop that pot yet? I don't think so. No, not my buffer. I actually wanted that. Okay. It's only dealing 4 damage currently. I do want the buffer, so I guess we go for the Reading Rainbow. And I think we should just keep going for like cold snaps and stuff. Just to like do we equilibrium this turn? I don't think we necessarily need to. Let's go for the Blizzard. Yeah, now obviously now we wanted to look at that, but he's gonna be attacking next turn, so I actually do think it's worth it to get rid of this Dark Orb and be able to get an extra Frost Orb. Alright, we have Hologram. What will Hologram get us? Could get us the buffer. We want to kill this. That seems reasonable for this turn. And unfortunately, we don't really have much else to do here. There's no more like 0 casting cost cards we actually want. Like, obviously, we could take Zap, and that might be the best thing. We have Orichalcum, so we don't necessarily need it. It's probably worth getting a Lightning Orb in play, though. So we're taking 2. All things considering, that's not bad. Reading Rainbow? Reading Rainbow. Actually, I probably should have not gone for the Reading Rainbow because he's going to be going for his Hyper Beam. Yeah. Goofy Goober David. I should have used the other Compile Driver. We do have Auto Shields, and we have Equilibrium for this turn at least. So I missed out on 4 damage there. Although he had armor up, so I guess it didn't really... I mean, we would have dealt him a couple points extra. 35 is what we have to block with. I think it's time to pop this. Just to get it out of here anyways. I don't necessarily think we needed to use it, but we have 2 Entropic Brews that like we would like to be able to hit at some point. Taking 10 damage on his Hyper Beam turn is pretty good for us, though. Now you show up. Now that you don't matter. I actually think we're not going to need Defends because we have so many Frost Orbs we can make. Like, it makes sense. Speaking of Frost Orbs, set up another Frost Orb. Could have gone for like Compile Driver, draw more cards. We just don't have any mana to be able to work with here, so I'm just trying to make sure that we are not looking like a fool. That was actually pretty insane. What do we want for 1 mana? We have plenty of block this turn. I don't necessarily need to do anything. I could go for like Blizzard. It's 50 damage Blizzard. Yeah. All right. You say so. That went very well. Alrighty. Yeah, Bias Cognition is just really good for us, right? I wish we had some more ways to be able to get some more orb slots so we could actually cast that Consume more. But we passed up on that that orb relic, the one that generated orbs. I forget what his name was. But Bias Cognition is actually really good. Creative AI is not terrible either. It's a pretty good one against the heart. It's more like a plan C. Plan A, though, is for us to kill him with orbs. And right now, we only have one way to generate a dark orb. But that's fine. We just gotta make sure we don't cast this very early against the heart like we did last time. Okay. Extra mana, and Runic Pyramid. Extra mana sounds really good, though, because we have Compile Drivers. So I think, like, we take the Nuclear Battery. Yeah, let's go for it. We don't really need the Runic Pyramid because we already have, like, double Compile Driver for this deck. So that's going to do it for this episode, though. Thank you guys so much for watching. Hopefully you enjoyed. I am very excited to see where this goes. We're starting off to a pretty good good start here. Good Act 1, good Act 2. We're not taking a lot of damage. We have some really strong cards in the deck, honestly. Like Capacitor and Consume is really good because we can usually get 2 Consumes out of it, so like that's really good for us. We also are getting huge value out of Blizzards. I'm very happy to see that we got 2 Compile Drivers because that's one of the things we were lacking was some card draw for this deck, to be able to cycle through and be able to cast like our Claw, as well as just, you know, getting all of our 0 casting cards like Zap and stuff like that going. And be able to just find more of our cards frequently and just cycle through our deck. We have Recursion that we just picked up too, and obviously Bias Cognition. So Bias Cognition is definitely going to be worthwhile against the heart, but we do need to make sure that we cast it like midway through the fight at least. Because last time I remember I Echo Formed it, and it was early on, and I was like, yeah, we could totally do this, and it did not work out. I was playing too defensively, and I think we ended up losing because of that. Or I could have just not cast Bias Cognition that early and just waited until, you know, the second go around when it came back to me, which I think is what I'm going to try to shoot for, because It's very much like Bias Cognition is similar to Wraith Form for the Silent. I was trying to think of what the card name was. Whereas you don't want to cast it very early because the dexterity you lose could eventually kill you if you cast it too early. So it's the same premise as Wraith Form. It's like the 1 mana version of Wraith Form for this character. And 1 mana for Wraith Form I think is pretty decent. It's pretty decent. I know it's slightly weaker, but like, oh man, being able to get 4 extra focus, potentially 5 if we upgrade this, which might be one of our upgrades for the next episode. So probably Recycle is probably going to look for an upgrade too. Yeah, I could even see Cool Headed be able to draw 2 cards because we actually have some 0 casting cost cards to work with, and we can start cycling through our deck and getting rid of all of our defends and strikes to just find our meatier cards that are just way better for us and be able to generate a bunch of orbs and just kill them with Dark Orbs. So I'm really excited for the next episode. So hopefully you guys are too. Be sure to subscribe so that way you are notified whenever I do go and post a new video. I'm trying to get into the habit of at least doing 5 days a week. Lately it's been 7, but just expect 5. And if you get 7, then yeah, just it's just bonus content. So thank you so much for watching though. I'm really happy that I'm very thankful that, you know, everybody that actually has been some supporting lately. I want to make a mention to Dice Freak, who actually has been, you know, leaving a like and commenting on just about every video. And I miss having streams and actually being able to chat with him too. So, but thank you guys so much for watching. Truly appreciate you guys, all the support, all the love and support. But without further ado, make sure you do something positive today. Do something to move yourself forward. Just one small thing a day will snowball into something great. So work on that project for 30 minutes to an hour, go for a walk, eat something a little healthier. Just one small thing every day. It will help you boost your mood and be able to get you out of a funk. So with that being said, good luck and grind on, everyone.